Hello, good morning, everybody. I am kind of surprised it's taken us like a month and a half to get here, but when Amped Raptors first spoiled, most people are like, "Ooh, you could play this in like a Jund deck, a Jund Saga deck. Just don't play anything that costs more than two." And we haven't done that yet. So I've been working on this for a little while, and of course there are a lot of different ways you could build this deck. You could play the Saga package. You could play. You could go a bit bigger. You could play six. You could play some energy cards. We have played Rakdos, Amped Raptor with some more energy cards. Cthulhu Nightmare kind of failed spectacularly. That being said, cards I have been really liking in this kind of, and like, black and red cards I've been really liking have been Nethergoyf, Amped Raptor, Dragon Rage's Channeler. I've not been liking Ragavan so much. Also, just the fact that you just have, I think, 8 better 1-drops makes you not want to play Ragavan very much. And with Nethergoyf being so good, and I think it's interesting to mostly splash green for Tarmogoyf and Wrenn and Six. I think being really in on getting a lot of card types with your channelers, playing Seal of Fire, playing Tarfire, being able to get Goyfs up to 8-9 is really nice. And in this deck too, what's something that's pretty exciting is that your Amped Raptor hits are just really good. It's very good to hit a discard spell on turn 2. You have a ton of threats to hit. It's pretty good to hit a Nihil Spellbomb, pretty good to hit a Bauble. Or I guess not as good to hit Bauble in the shell where you can't really use the extra energy very well. Or at all, actually. But you have a lot of very good proactive hits, a lot of good removal spells. Really nice to hit, really good to hit a discard spell, really good to hit a Seal of Fire, and just save that shock for later too, which is I think kind of nice. And so the idea here is that you're trying to be like very low to the ground and a lot more aggressive than some Jund decks are. Some Jund decks go a bit bigger. They can play like Ring, Shield, and Six, and I think you could still do that. But this build is kind of intentionally trying to be much lower to the ground, much more aggressive. Orcish Bowmasters specifically, I think is a card that is like pretty well positioned in these decks at the moment. Isn't always very well positioned, but against Necro, against Jeskai, just a super important tool to punish their Necros and their Rings. And I think you kind of want to lean into that aggression a little bit by playing, a lot of very aggressive elements. So let's. And then, and then we have 3 main deck Nihil Spellbombs, which may look a little weird, but you're just not gonna beat Flage decks. You are not gonna beat Flage decks without Nihil Spellbomb. I started with 2, and I'm like, let's just play 3. There's like a lot of Gorios on Magic Online 2. There's like a reasonable amount of Living End, and just like, I think having access to the main deck, Graveyard Hate in this format's pretty good. Yeah, Pyrogoyf unfortunately is not modern legal. Boy, would it be awesome if it was. Playable. Wow, that's a lot of balls. I think I'm looking at my top card. If it's a channeler, I'm not going to want to play the other baubles. Why no Urza Saga? Well, so Saga obviously. So for me, the main reason to play Saga, in this shell is, or I guess I should say there's 2 reasons. Saga's pretty good against Boros. They can just lose to a Shadow Spear, which is nice, especially on a Goyf. And then getting access to Nihil Spellbomb is also like a pretty big deal, I think. Getting access to Nihil Spellbomb to get Flage off of your Saga is pretty nice, but at a certain point, I'm just like, why don't I just main deck the Nihil Spellbombs and not play the Sagas? Because the Sagas have this really, really big, huge downside of look at our spells here. We have 23 cards in our deck that you hate to have with Urza Saga. You really want to go spell, 1-drop into 1-drop a lot of the time. And like if your second land is just an Urza Saga, you can't do that. Or if you want to do that on turn 2, you can't play Saga on turn 2 and make a construct turn 3. It does cast most of our 2-drops, which is something, but Saga also kind of sucks there for that reason. Saga is also like kind of just bad at the moment. Against like the Jeskai decks that are playing 4 Wrath the Skies. Like I really am just not super excited to play Saga in my deck in this Wrath the Skies format. So I don't know. Okay, so my opponent has drawn that Arid Mesa, and we are up against Boros here. Be an interesting matchup. Wow, the 4th Mishra's Bauble. Okay, so I guess I'm going to take a look at my top card here. An Inquisition. You know what? Let's go ahead and lead on this Raptor then. Look at that graveyard. What about White of the Reliquary? White of the Reliquary is a card that requires like a significant amount of build around that we just are not doing at the moment. You could try to build around it, but it just sounds like a very different deck. think I'm taking that Fable. Okay, we have 4 Nihil Spellbomb in the main to help deal with Phlages. Also, sometimes our Goyfs are going to get out of control. Like, with the Seal of Fire going to the yard, and the Mire, this will already be a 5/6. 0 Chthonian Nightmare seems weird. I don't know why it seems weird. Chthonian Nightmare is good with only Orcish Bowmaster in this deck. You can play a build that has Nightmare and plays Grief and stuff like that, but like in this shell, like Nightmare sucks, you know. And we have played like a Rakdos Nightmare deck, and we've done really poorly with it. Maybe we could return to it at some point. Beat 19 months. Hello, Flo Nino. Not is still legal, right? Yeah, still legal. Have you seen the Teamer energy decks that's making rounds using Omnixus? Do you mean Mardu instead of Teamer? Since Ob is a black card, I'm assuming you mean Mardu. I have seen them. Ob is interesting. The card is like fine, but the card is also like kind of win more. I haven't, not the easiest time evaluating it, I guess. Okay. That's fine. So my opponent has a Phlage in their hand, which means I probably don't want to play my Channeler this turn just into the Phlage. I mean, I guess I'll surveil first, but let's just plan to play the Tarmogoyf and maybe make them use the prison on it. Then hopefully we can contain their energy and get the Goyf back later. And then I don't want to trade here since I want to be able to Bowmaster the Raptor, and I want to Seal of Fire the Guide of Souls before they can make more energy. Okay, so my opponent's hand has Plains, Phlage, Static Prison, Sacred Foundry, 2 mystery cards. Got so excited to see Scrounging Deathclaw in the box field list. That's funny. Okay, so they are going for Static Prison. I guess I'll let them go to combat, because if they want to spend that energy... I guess if they put the counters on the Amped Raptor, how do I feel about that? I'm probably just killing it in response. Well, here, let's just go ahead and do that. Newbie Hero platform. This is Magic the Gathering Online. You might be familiar with Magic Arena, which is also a place you can play Magic on. The big difference between this client compared to Magic Arena is that you get to play older formats. You get to play Modern, you get to play Legacy, Vintage. There's a lot more cards on here and a deeper card pool. You can also play actual Pioneer instead of... what do they call it on there? I can't remember what they call it on Arena. That's what I'm looking for. Thanks. Awesome, yeah. There's rental programs like Mana Traders and Card Hoarder that you can use to rent decks instead of buy them for a monthly fee, and you can also trade trade stuff too. All right, let's go and cast an Amped Raptor into another Goyf. I'm pretty sure I'm going to Bowmaster this turn. If you go Channeler plus Surveil. Okay, Goyf is now a 6/7. So the hand is Phlage, mystery card after they draw. Oh, sorry, Phlage, Plains, mystery card. Magician with the 37 months. Thank you so much. Glad you're liking the stream. Appreciate you. The motive just made the client prettier. Yeah, maybe I'm just so used to it. I don't know how much better it's getting than this. They could update this texture here. They could probably make it a little nicer, but I think it's kind of just fine, you know. Thoughts on playing Questing Druid or Unstable Amulet? You could play those cards. I would probably play... The thing about Amulet is, like, this deck is just not that good at generating a lot of energy. Which makes it a little bit of a problem. Well, I do have 4 Nihil Spellbombs in the deck. I think I'm actually going to try to Surveil into one here rather than play my Bowmaster. I'll take another Amped Raptor, though. Okay, so let's go ahead and, I guess, kill this Guide of Souls. Get in for 6. Hopefully they don't draw a Arena of Glory. I really hate the look and feel of Moto. I'm not playing as long as it looks and feels like it does. That's fair. I'm like so like entrenched and so enfranchised with Magic Online that people say stuff like this, and I just am so used to Magic Online. I don't even know what this means anymore. I just play. I'm on it all day, every day. So I don't know. I'm not the best the best person to give feedback on the layout. You know. No Spicy Nightmare. I genuinely, sincerely don't know why people keep suggesting Chthonian Nightmare for this deck. It does not seem to make any sense as an include to me here. It is a card that, like, has, like, basically no synergy with any card besides a little bit with Orcish Bowmaster. Why is your default on Moxwood stuff like Fallout Golf or Fallout Tritosphere makes it worse sometimes? I think that's just the default on Fallout. I hope it's also not that serious. I don't know, but that just is the default, and I hope that you'll be okay. I want to escape Shining Croxa. Well, we already have 4 Nethergoyf, which also just escape, so I think it's not that important to play a Croxa. I did consider playing a Croxa. Yeah, I think it just defaults to the newest printing. Nightmare's enchantment for Delirium for Goyf. I think that's why. I guess. I mean, we have Seal of Fires. So they hit into Johnny. If they cast that, I get my Goyf back next turn. So they may just not. Two cards in their hand. I wonder if they're going to kill their own cat with this attack. Yeah, I did think about playing a bigger build with 6. I do think a build with 6 and potentially also Wrenn and Six could be a version of this deck you'd want to play. But it is just a different version ultimately. Okay, so trading Tarmogoyf for Flage. We do have, again, 3 Nihil Spellbombs in the main deck to maybe be able to contain this a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to play Jegantha. I think. Yeah, you could also attack with the Amped Raptor and maybe try to get them to block with the cat, then heat the Ajani, but let's just be way more mana efficient this turn. Good morning, States. Do have a bunch of Pyroclasms in the board too. Okay, card on top. So each drew 3 Amped Raptors. They have unfortunately found another Ajani. The last turn I would not have this Unholy Heat up. And they choose not to cast it because they love to punt, I guess. One of the worst decisions, or maybe a misclick, I don't know. Probably just a misclick. I think they're worried about their energy management with the Static Prison. Yeah, let's take 2. We'll see if my opponent taps this Amulet, or it just puts Jegantha in their hand. Notably, I can attack now. And Inquisition should just maybe pin the deck instead of having a person come to chat using deck as first deck. I don't know. It doesn't really seem that serious, to be honest. So what's nice here is I can grow my Orc army in combat here to like kill an Amped Raptor, block an Amped Raptor. What's less nice is I haven't drawn any of my Nihil Spellbombs yet, and this Flage, the more creatures I kill, the faster Flage comes back. They remember their Jegantha this time. I guess they were reminded because I hit them in the face with my Jegantha. Okay, so I get to go kill an Amped Raptor, block an Amped Raptor. And then I could also I can also first strike kill the cat, and then I can Unholy Heat the Ajani. Do I want to do this? The problem is I won't really be able to deal with the Flage. We have Goyf coming back. Sure. Let me know if you like this block. Definitely a fun board state to navigate. We also just have a really good attack this next turn with this play. Can kind of put them on the back foot a little bit. Two cards in their hand. One of them is a Jegantha. Wait, what are you conceding? 7. I put them to 3. This is like, does this Flage escape not just stabilize them? I don't know. I guess it was just too big a blowout. Alright. So, we're going to be bringing in the Pyroclasms. I think I'm just playing this 4th Nihil Spellbomb because like the Flages are just so important to contain. And then Tourach is also not so bad. Like pro-white is kind of reasonable. I guess they have a lot of bolts. Maybe just do this. Another spoiler. As additional cost to cast a spell, forage, or pay black, destroy target creature or planeswalker. Huh, so it's like a murderous cut that it's like imagine it's delve 3, black 1. Can also kill planeswalkers. Or you can also spend 3 mana on it. Do you like Boros or Martyr Energy more? I think my answer is Boros. I think it is very close, and it kind of you can have good entombed lists of either deck for sure. I guess you have to mulligan this. You can have good entombed list of either deck. I think that there is something to Naya also. Dingo was 9-1 with Naya yesterday. He wasn't playing Birthing Ritual. He's playing Springheart Nantuko and, well, was it 6? No, I don't know. There was another green card. I thought was interesting that it wasn't Nantuko. Okay, let's keep this and probably put back the Heat since this Tarfire is really good with these Goyfs. I'm not convinced Uro is better than Flage. Uro is definitely better than Flage. I guess I should just play another Goyf on turn 1, and then my Goyf will survive my Pyroclasm next turn. Then we can maybe go on turn 3, Tarfire plus Tarmogoyf. Wait, I want to look at this Nihilus, but we played Naya with Birthing Ritual, and I thought that build. I thought Birthing Ritual looked pretty good alongside Ranger Captain. Just kind of good in general. Oh, he's playing Rumble to like dig for Flage. I thought that was kind of interesting. But I don't know, there's kind of not a lot of wrong answers, is what I'm trying to say when it comes to the energy decks. Like I think it's just gonna take a little bit more time to realign and figure these builds out. Yeah, I think I should probably just play Tarmogoyf this turn. Like, there's just a pretty good chance they play into the Pyroclasm a little bit more. So Springheart could have been halfling to Ramflage, yeah. I think Springheart's kind of interesting. I didn't want to play 4 last time, but I did want to play Subnumber. Again, I thought Birthing Ritual was pretty good in Naya also. Can you pass that list? Okay, you can go follow Young Dingo on Twitter. Young Dingo is a great modern streamer. But I can also this comes with a good faith that you will follow Dingo. And then maybe get your grandma to follow too. Okay, I saw this one this morning. Dour Portmage. 2 mana 1/3. Whenever one or more creatures leave the battlefield without dying, draw a card. You can bounce a creature you control to its owner's hand for 2 mana. Okay, so they have Amped Raptor into Unstable Amulet. I love your Nihilist in 4 through 3 leagues, 4 matches later. Awesome. Yeah, I guess we need to circle back to it because I think we only played like 3 matches. We'll circle back to it. Also a wizard, also a frog. If you flicker it, you get to draw a card, which is something kind of interesting, right? Okay, so let's go Pyroclasm, and then my Goyf is a 4/5. And then I could Tarfire their face and hit them for 6. I think I will do this because I I have like a full three mana worth of things to do next turn. Oh, sorry. For some reason I thought it was going to be a 6/7. I missed that they had a discharge in their yard already. I think this is still maybe okay. Isn't a frog your favorite card? Got a fry frog typo, yeah. I don't think I'll ever actually cast Jade Avenger in Modern. Yeah, Tarfire is for the extra types in our 8 Goyf deck. We also have two. We have 2 Steelfire, 2 Tarfire. So I could like main phase kill this cat token and then oh, they hit a Johnny. Yikes. Although they didn't do it like okay, yeah, they're kind of allergic to flipping their Johnny maybe. This is kind of an interesting spot, I guess. Second Goyf obviously very good, but I think I'm just gonna Bowmaster the cat. If they flip the Ajani, I get to attack it. Why am I back to my normal Moto account? I was not able to use the QPs I was earning on Inspiring Timmy, so I decided it was better to play on this account so I could earn QPs for showcase events and stuff. Okay, off to a 1-0 start. Yeah, maybe you just play 4 Sun Cleanser. When we played the matchup, it was interesting at least. Okay, I think I'm gonna go fetch basic Swamp into DRC Inquisition Bauble next turn. I think Uro and Flage are probably pretty close to the same power level, because a Sorcery Speed Growth Spiral that gains 3 is probably about as good as Lightning Helix. No, a Sorcery Speed Growth Spiral that gains 3 is much better than Lightning Helix, I think. Yeah, I don't know. Helix is not super good. But like the thing about Uro is it's like to some extent like they're like trying to interact with Uro via like normal interaction was just so tough. And even like the thing about Uro was like to some extent it was even kind of good against Graveyard Hate, even still is kind of good against Graveyard Hate, where your opponent they play the Uro and then you like surgical it or you use a card to exile it from the yard, but then they've just 2-for-1'd you. It's just like to some extent maybe like my vision is clouded because when Uro was legal, like you could play Mystic Sanctuary and Field of the Dead, but Uro was just so disgusting. I don't know. Maybe the power level of Modern is just higher now, but I am not really feeling that Flage is better than Uro. Yeah, but slowing on a Charmal is pretty cool. So I'm gonna crack both baubles on my turn. Look up because of Bowmaster. And then I'm gonna shock since I have something to do with my mana next turn. Wow. 2 things to do with my mana. Uro would still be strong today. Yeah, Uro would be super good today. Uro would still need to be banned today. It's like you know what I mean. Like by my approximation, if Uro was legal in Modern, it would be a card that would just kind of need to be banned. Okay, so they have a Bowmaster. So I think what I'll do is untap. I'm gonna crack the Bauble to maybe get them to not use their mana to cast Bowmaster on their turn. Running Seal of Fire over Saga. It's like it's not Seal of Fire over Saga. We have Seal of Fire. In our deck because we're playing these Goyfs. It's not a direct comparison. It is very different to it is very different to play to play this deck with Urza Saga. Saga's also like particularly bad right now with Wrath the Skies. Saga would require you to play like probably 3 extra lands in this deck with our mana requirements plus like 2 extra tutor targets, so it's like plus 5 card package. It's just very different. It's not the same. Okay, no second Bowmaster. Is Hidetsugu good for Sporos? Yeah, I'd say so. Nightmare's gonna be good here. Yeah, still have a Goblin Bombardment in their hand too. Good top deck. Happy enough to trade a Orc for a creature here. Yeah. We haven't played a Nightmare Bombardment list yet. No. Could maybe get around to it at some point. I'm going to heat this so maybe they can't Nightmare anything this turn. We know one of their 2 cards is a Bombardment, so it seems pretty likely. We can also probably escape our Nethergoyf this turn. Okay, so I can't cast Wrenn and Six and then escape Nethergoyf, right? Okay, so if I escape Nethergoyf, I get rid of creature, artifact, instant. And those are things I have 2 types of. And then I would need to get rid of a land, or I guess I wouldn't want to do land because I have this Wrenn and Six in my hand, so I would do the sorcery. Then opponent 6 wins challenge. I must have totally missed the Rakdos Bombardment deck won a challenge. It's very cool. Okay, so they bring back Bowmaster. They kill my Orc army. Their hand is Nightmare, Bombardment, potentially another spell that costs more than 1 mana. Alright, so let me go ahead and grow these Goyfs. If I can hit another... Oh wait, sorry, I forgot I got rid of sorcery instead of land. We get to put them to 2. Got a lot of burn spells in it, or some burn spells in our deck that deal 2 damage. Mostly don't want them to draw a land, I think. Oh. Or have their last card be something like that. Okay, well, we'll play it out. Their hand is Bombardment, Nightmare. Their draw was really good. We got grief scammed. Did we mulligan this game too? No, I think we kept 7. Okay, they keep 7. So it's immediately sending me with everything. I guess it might just dead to Bombardment. Oh, I'm dead to Bombardment because of this land. Okay. Exact seized. Tough game. So pick your poison can deal with Bombardment. The Nihil Spellbomb seem probably the main way we want to deal with it, though. Add the 4th copy. We probably don't want to play many of these. I don't know if I want to play... I think I might play the first Pyroclasm. Why did we not exile 1 or more Bauble instead of sorcery? We did exile a Bauble. So when you escape Nethergoyf, you have to exile 4 different card types. So we exiled Artifact, we exiled Instant, because we have 4 Baubles, we had 2 Instants. We exiled Creature, we had 2 creatures, and we had to choose a different card type that we had. I don't think... Well, I'll play one of these over second Thoughtseize. I think just one's probably okay. Alright, give this one a keep. Vindicate with the 49 months. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. Didn't get grief scammed this time. Can you go over 3 main deck Nihil Spellbomb? Just one more artifacts main. Do you think main deck Graveyard Hate is good? Main deck Graveyard Hate is not only good, it's like really important, really important to have access to. I think just surveilling, honestly. Then I can go Wrenn plus Channeler next turn. Surveil again. Main deck Graveyard Hate is just very important. Otherwise, you're going to lose to Flage decks. Although we did actually beat a Flage deck last round without drawing a Nihil Spellbomb. But it's like so important for Flage. There's a lot of Gorios on Magic Online 2. It's an artifact ghost type for the Goyf, so it's like even kind of synergistic and yeah. Okay, this Pyroclasm is looking awesome. I might play my Channeler first, just to try to grow the Goyfs. Even if my Channeler dies, it's like... I guess it's only 1 extra point of damage, because the Goyf is 3-4 now. Orgoyf is a 4/5 rather. So I guess we'll do this. Maybe try to heat whatever they try to Nightmare back if they go like 1 mana creature plus Nightmare this turn. No one has played Nadu Emoto, right? It's pretty uncommon. It's more common in tournaments than in leagues. I have not played against Nadu in like probably 4 streams or something. Should probably have a Peatland or something for Wrenn. We got fetch lands and surveil lands for Wrenn. Peatland is not a very good card, I think. Any curious for Saga package? Yeah, of course I've considered Urza Saga this deck. I think it's a little suboptimal at the moment. You could build the deck that way. It would be a different deck. You'd have a higher mana curve. You'd play 6. This is lower mana curve is the main thought here. Okay, so we're going to go Heat, Spyro. No, sorry. For some reason, I'm like so locked in on casting the Channeler. Okay. And just being very aggressive like this feels really nice compared to playing this super fucking slow Saga deck. Okay, that was actually the one of Pyroclasm. Let's now seeing that they're on Spyro, let's just play all the Pyroclasms. Do you feel like you're too dependent on your graveyard in order to win with Goyfs? Do you feel like the Gorya's deck is too dependent on their graveyard? You know, we are a graveyard focused deck. I don't know if I would use the word too dependent. We're definitely very graveyard focused. How many more days? Yeah, on the bet. The bet ends in. It ends tomorrow. So if Nadu is not banned by tomorrow, I owe Dingo 100 subs. Definitely looking like that'll be the case. Because without Peatland and mana curve topping it 2, why are you playing Wrenn? Wrenn is still a pretty good card. You want to be able to double spell. Wrenn and 6 also lets you like surveil in the late game, which is nice. Wrenn and 6 is also a planeswalker in a deck with 8 Goyfs that wants to get these Goyfs big, large, and in charge. Oh, sorry. I totally meant to play the Nethergoyf turn 1. Sorry about that. I think I'm just surveilling. Shouldn't be Twitch Prime. Think we'll go back. We have two Wrenn and Sixes in the deck. You know, like you would definitely play the first Wrenn and Six of this deck. And, like the first Wrenn and Six is just usually gonna be so good to draw. Hit you a couple land drops, ping some stuff, Planeswalker. It's just we're just playing 2. Can I think of a reason Nadu's not banned? It seems that the main reason I would imagine is that sorry, let me think for a second. It seems that the main reason is that they have this kind of scheduled BNR release date, and they are sticking to it. No, we cannot play Beseiju in this deck. We have 21 black and red 1-drops. But let me take this turn real quick. Kind of a complicated turn. Maybe Nadu stay. I can't imagine Nadu stays, to be honest. It's just like just makes tournament magic so non-functional. I'm trying to get Delirium here. Okay, so failed to get Delirium. But the stakeholders want Nadu to say. But the stakeholders want Nadu to say. This doesn't make any sense. Short term. This I don't know. These maybe you're right. But it's just like this. These kind of like Reddit or Wizards wants Nadu to be legal to sell packs. Is to me, it's not something that makes any sense. Nadu seems like it's probably costing them sales more than it is helping them with sales. But I don't know. Okay, they didn't sack the Orc army for a counter. I wonder if that was correct. But it seems like the most likely thing is they just have this scheduled BNR date and they're sticking to it. Because it's like it just is like it's just a Karn Clan Ironworks. If you know, even if the win percentage proves itself to be like more manageable than the Pro Tour and the Showcase and the Energy and all these tournaments kind of are showing, even if that ends up being the case, it's like, well, could have played around this with the Nihil Spellbomb. Actually, concede here. Right, a little bit too much. It just makes tournament magic like too miserable. It's just like these second sunrises since these divining tops, they just don't remain legal. Didn't feel like it was that bad, you know. FN tier 1, thank you, welcome back. Probably play against Nadu here. Grades are notably outside of Seal of Fire range. Be fair, Clan Clan was very deterministic. It was the bad players. They didn't understand complex combos made it go so long. I guess. I don't know. I think this is not how I remember it. It's like, I don't know. I remember I had very similar feelings as a Miracles player. I had very similar feelings when they banned Sensei's Divining Top. I felt that it was a card that could have remained legal had people played better and played tighter. I'd very, you know, had a very similar attitude, but these kind of decks are pretty bad for tournament magic. Do you miss the monkey in the deck? No, not at all. Just like, we have 8 better 1-drops, and I don't really want another 1-drop. So my Tarmogoyf grow. Oh, sorry, I already have enchantment actually. Will we get Nadu? We probably won't lose the game this turn, but we just don't have a Unholy Heat in our hand, nor Delirium, so we'd have to like draw Unholy Heat, Surveil, Delirium maybe if they play Nadu. It looks like they might not have the colors to cast it, which is kind of interesting. Is Seal of Lightning built to be too much to ask for? Yeah, definitely. Hmm. Interesting. Okay, this is definitely the card I was hoping to draw. Try to fill out tax clear decks. Yeah, I had a pretty fun build. I was playing Pearl Medallion and playing Essence Reliquary. You could bounce Tax Collector, replay it too. Didn't end up doing that well with it, unfortunately. So they drew a land they can cord for Nadu. But if they tap out for Nadu here, they could realistically brick. They did draw a land. Any fresh ideas for Eldrazi? Change the list. I have updated mono blue. The one league of mono blue we played went pretty well, and the list was pretty misbuilt. So kind of excited to try mono blue again. Yeah, although the fact that it's Dryad Arbor, they get just 2 more looks makes it very, very difficult for them to brick, of course. They revealed Nadu. They reveal a Boreal Grazer. They reveal Springheart Nantuko. Cast the Nantuko. Let's go ahead and go to game. Game 2. Okay, so we're gonna bring in the Pyroclasms. We're gonna bring in the Pick Your Poisons. They cut the Nihil Spellbombs. Don't you see a KCI revolver here? I have no idea what you're asking. With peace and love. I think I was comparing KCI to Nadu. I guess. Don't you see? I I think Nadu should. I'm so fucking ready for them to ban Nadu. It's just been all day, every day. Has it happened yet? Has it happened yet? No, unfortunately not. What decks do you think the Mir Basim is good? It's kind of just kind of good again. It doesn't have that many super good, super bad matchups. Just kind of like a control deck, pretty flat matchup spread. Yeah, Luris would have loved this deck. Yeah, the Breach deck yesterday was nice. Forgot to post that I trophied with it. Should more decks be playing Seal of Fire with Raptors? Seems great. Yeah, I do think it's pretty nice to have. Hard to say. Definitely keeping double Raptor, triple removal spell. Is Pyroclasm for Boris smarter matchup? Yeah, that and this matchup, and I think it's also kind of nice against Merfolk is more popular than you might think. Just been pretty good. I guess that Pick Your Poison is a live hit here. I guess I should keep that. Hope to not hit a removal spell. Seal of Fire would be acceptable if we did hit one. Definitely take this Nethergoyf. It's kind of interesting. Blocks pretty well here. I think I want to hold up removal spells here for a second before I Amped Raptor again. Could maybe have been correct to Tarfire them and just put them under a lot more pressure. But the likelihood that they double spell this turn feels to me likely enough to want to not do that. I will Tarfire them end of turn, I guess, so I can have heat up for a Nadu, although they have the Forge Cinder. It's pretty good. So they can't Chord of Calling here. Go and heat a token, or Tarfire a token. It's my Goyf up to 5/6. Six, 7 after the bauble comes down. It's getting so wrecked by this Forge Tinder. I think I'm just going to heat the token since the Forge Tinder is just protecting theoretical Nadu anyways. That would have been a sick hit off the Amped Raptor. Teferi's going to be pretty good against me. I kind of don't know why they made another copy. Are they not planning to chump block this Nethergoyf? Alright, it's probably the best draw. They just had nothing else to do with their mana. Got two 6/7s. Hmm. Could they not have played that first? What am I missing? No, I think they just punted there. Don't think I've got really anything to think about besides Tarfiring the insect token and attacking with everything. And they have to block both Nethergoyfs here. Chump both Nethergoyfs. But then they have two Springheart Nantukos that still just get to chill. Oh, drew off to Fairy. Okay. That makes, of course, a lot of sense. So they're going to block and sack, target this Amped Raptor, go to 2. Isn't this just worse? Oh, I guess this lets them keep a Forge Tinder. Okay. Sorry, not just worse. Okay, well, they're at 2 life. I feel like we played this game pretty tight. Not sure if there was much else we could do here. They're all 7/8s. Okay, can we please, in the chat, move on from the stupid tribal kindred discussion? It's so old. It's so boring. Nobody has any interesting takes on it. Please, move on. What's my favorite Lurgoyf? Does the one that makes Tarmogoyf tokens count? Alright, now he's still very good. And here's our opening hand. So we're probably up against Boros. Could be Storm, but I'm just going to lead on the Seal of Fire here. So that would be infinite tapped land tokens. It's kind of interesting. Kind of fits into a deck I'm working on, honestly. Okay, so my opponent's hit a Guide of Souls here. A lot of options here. So I don't love that Wrenn and Six, if that's my play this turn, that it kind of plays into a Flage not super well, but I think it's what I'll play this turn. I do have the Nihil Spellbomb for Flage anyways. And if they don't have a removal spell for the Wrenn, it's going to be really nice. MK Dalo, the 38 months. Maybe we'll get a Naughty Band for Christmas. I'm hoping. The forest tokens are not creatures. Wait, so if you... So when you make a copy, it makes a new forest that triggers it. So you just get infinite tap to non-creature forests. It's kind of interesting. Probably not that great. I have played Nissa in Modern before. It's... Yeah, again, not the best. They changed the notification. No, it's the same. Seen the Raccoon Ooze? No. 2-mana 3/3. As long as there are 4 more card types among exiled cards exiled with Keen Eye Curator gets +4 trample. Exile a card from a graveyard, and it's a 2-mana 3/3. Wow, that card is nice. So I think what I should do is let them go to combat, Bowmaster the cat token, and try to double block a Johnny. And if that doesn't work, just Unholy Heat the Johnny. Alternatively, I could go DRC Thoughtseize Heat. I kind of like that a bit more. Thoughtseize is not getting a lot better. Won't they flip the Ajani when you Bowmaster token? So I can do it in combat, and then I guess I still have to heat I have to heat the thing no matter what, huh? No, you're right. So I guess I'm gonna heat in response and try to get Delirium to cost them 2 more energy. Which this does do, so I guess that's mission accomplished. So we got this into the yard, and then we resolve the Thoughtseize. They do have a Flage. So if I don't... Yeah, I mean, I can't take the Flage. Just let them draw land and escape it. So we'll take the Amped Raptor. We're going to lose our Wrenn and Six, but then we have the Nihil Spellbomb for the Flage. We have the Bowmaster for the Cat token. We have the Tarmogoyf to win the game. So not so bad. Also, if this dies, Goyf grows up to 6/7. I like this card's cool. I don't know if it's modern playable. I kind of don't love in paper that you have to track the card types like this. Kind of reads a little awkward. Alright, so I think I gotta main phase this. Does shrink the Goyfs, I guess. Oh, it doesn't actually, wow. Oh, cool. And then this is gonna make them 8/9s. I get to play 2 8/9s next turn. They had a Guide of Souls, which I guess will be my Tarfire target, so they can't gain life off to trigger the Ocelot Pride here. Just accept them under Raccoon. Yeah, it's just like a little annoying, I guess. Not largely annoying. I just kind of don't like cards like Unlicensed Hearse that make you track super hard. I'm surprised this deck doesn't run any Fatal Pushes. I just think the red removal spells are better. Like Seal of Fire, Tarfire, grow these really big. Unholy Heat is better than Fatal Push for the most part, and we're really good at getting Delirium. We did kind of run into a problem, I guess, against the Forge Tender. Like not having an answer to that, but it's pretty obscure. Make a Devil. Lose 2. They gain 2. Oh, and then they gain the life for the cat. Okay. Target the Devil token first. So they can't kill my Bowmaster with it. How's your deck deal with Graveyard Hate? It depends on the Graveyard Hate. Dob? Oh, sorry. I guess I am dead. I mean, did I have a line? I guess I should need to Bowmaster the Ob. Sorry about that. Didn't have a line. I'll looking good that game. Okay, I'm gonna bring in the Pyroclasms, and now Spellbomb, cut the Thoughtseizes. So was it Wrenn and Six, the Ob, then attack? I guess I was just maybe supposed to attack one at each first, then do stuff post-combat. So reading the visual bug on the last Thoughtseize being boarded out too. Rosner, the Twitch Prime, hope you're doing well. Appreciate you. Yeah, we saw the new Skoos. The card looks pretty nice. Not really sure how like modern playable it is. I think we're supposed to Raptor first. Could have some bricks though. Inquisition's good hit. 2 Boros Charms are in your hand? I'm just taking the Ajani. Oh, sorry. I am playing kind of loose today. I need to take the Hearse. I don't know. For some reason, my brain just didn't think it was that good, but it is that good. I'm not sure. Why no monkeys? Ragavan no longer the awesomeness. I mean, Ragavan is definitely no longer the awesomeness. I like that's not the word I would use. Ragavan has been kind of, It is not the best 1-mana creature in Modern anymore. And kind of simply put, I think DRC and Nethergoyf are both better in this deck. And since they're both cards I think are better, I don't really feel like I need more 1-drops. But you could play it in the deck. Obviously be fine. Yeah, sorry, I just totally brain farted on this hearse. Thankfully, my opponent's hand is awful. That's kind of like our saving grace here, I guess. Okay, so they play the Amulet. Their hand is Boros Charm, Obnixilis, Mystery card. Did I bring in Pick Your Poisons or Hearse? Unanswerable. At the moment, Hearse is kind of unanswerable, but I think you can kind of tank through it. But I don't know if that's necessarily like the best strategy. I'll bring in Pick Your Poisons for game 3, seeing that they're on Hearse and Static Prison. These Mardu builds sometimes don't play that many Static Prisons. Be kind of interesting to see what they target here, I guess. They target the Nihil Spellbomb. I don't know if I'm supposed to sack that. I think I don't. It's just very likely to come back to me here. The opponent's hand is Boros Charm. I don't think they want to hearse themselves here to shrink this. Is Mardu better than Boros? That's a conversation. I think there's a lot of directions the red-white X energy shell can go. You can splash a color. And it's gonna kind of depend. Like, is Blood Moon really good? Is Ranger Captain really good? Is Fable for some reason more than just like a generically good 3-drop? It'll depend, I think. So Goyf's up to 2/3. Don't want to crack. I can fetch in a turn, maybe tax the hearse a little bit, but they don't want to fetch on my turn here. Keep the card on top. It's kind of interesting. I feel like they want to graveyard almost anything in this spot. Alright, so Static Prison ticks down. They have 1 energy in their pool. Their hand is Boros Charm, Ob, and then on the card that they kept on top. And then they are not casting anything, so is this just going to be the double Boros Charm turn? If that's the case, I kind of don't know what card they could have kept on top. I guess I would love to hear some guesses, because I am confused. Suppose that makes sense. Already wins the Mirror Journey. Nightmare and Bowmasters are very strong. That's fair. If that's the case, it's probably the better deck. Because I imagine you get a lot of equity in other matchups. I don't know. I'm not really sold on the obs yet. Is one thing too. Okay, so they're shrinking this down to 2/3, but it still just kills both of these. So I'm a little confused about this block. So they're going to Boros Charm me. They can't escape the Flage without drawing a fetch land. Holding up this Unholy Heat to kill like an Ocelot Pride seems kind of nice. Or like a Guide of Souls they can't. I guess I don't really care that much about them doing anything with their Ob. Ob is really good versus Wrath of Skies. Yeah, that's fair. I just don't know if it should be main deck, you know. Could be main deck. I definitely don't, like, hate it. Seen Pyroclasm in places. What's the reason for that? It's just pretty good against the Boros decks and has some extra splash damage against decks like Nadu, Yawgmoth, Merfolk. Just good. Oh, his Obscures did curve with the Johnny is close to unbeatable for a lot of decks. 3 Planeswalkers with text and turn these a lot of crazy. I don't know. Like, I agree if you a Johnny into Ob, it's really good, but also, like, I don't love that your 3-drop is, like, kind of only good when you curve out. Like, oh, sorry. I guess I don't have a window. I don't have a window to crack the Spellbomb. Yeah, this is because this is main phase. Okay, never mind. Not making a mistake, but am getting killed here. Tough. Maybe switch over to the backup deck here. Goodbye, Maybucks. Think 8 months, and goodbye, Jund. Yeah, good play by them. I did miss it. So I guess that's why they double blocked. Or I mean, they didn't need to double block, but get the Bowmaster in the yard makes sense there.